All right, so there you have it, folks. The Bank of Canada has just announced another rate increase of 0.25%, bringing the overnight rate to 5%. Now, you've been hearing a lot about it over the news. You've probably been seeing a lot of posts online. A lot of people are worried for the future, and we're going to cover a few of those topics today. We're going to talk about why the interest rates are going up. We're going to talk about who will it hurt in the next few months, who will it hurt right now, who will it hurt in 3 years. You really want to keep paying attention for that part, and a bit about my predictions for the future. So before we get into it, let's look at what's been going on over the past few years. Over the past few years, we essentially had the lockdowns, we had a lack of inventory on the market, and we had what was almost free money. People were able to borrow money at very low rates, 1.99%, locked in for 5 years. Essentially, what that means is that you're able to borrow $100,000 and it's only costing you $2,000 of interest per year. Very, very cheap money. And what that did is it drove up the real estate prices. Now, since interest rates have been going up, prices have cooled down quite a bit. The average price for a residential home in Ottawa, Ontario, and this is pretty much the case across the board in North America. There might be a few markets that didn't experience this hike in price, but here prices shot up all the way up to $790,000 average price for a regular home in Ottawa. Nothing fancy, nothing that needs too much work, but that was the average price for a home. Today, we are dealing with an average price of $685,000. So we're really on our way down from the top. Prices have been dropping quite rapidly. We saw a decrease in prices of 25% from the peak. Over the past few months, they have been climbing back up, and now they seem to be leveling off. Now, what will happen over the next few months because of these new interest rates? We'll see. We'll see what the future holds. It's always a demand and supply issue. The more people that put their houses up for sale, the more competition there will be for those limited amount of buyers that are available in the market. And whoever is the most desperate to sell the house will be the one that will sell their house. And a lot of that has to do with prices. So we'll see what the future holds. So let's look at these new interest rates. We've got a 5% rate being offered from the Bank of Canada. That means that most lenders will loan out probably somewhere around 6%, 6.14 for a locked-in 5-year rate. And we're just going to do a bit of math here, and we're going to imagine that we're a buyer trying to buy a house in 2021 for $650,000. Our down payment, $34,000. More or less, at an interest rate of 1.99%, we've got a monthly mortgage payment of $2,755. So $2,755 per month. That's at the 1.99 interest rate. Now, interest rates have more than tripled if we're looking at the new rates of 6.14. How much do you think that will cost you per month to buy the same price property, same amortization, same everything? At the 6.14 interest rate, you're now looking at a payment of $4,249 per month. Now, a lot of Canadian families, they're on a fixed income. You know, mom and dad have a 40-hour work week, and their pay is not set in stone, but I mean, they're expecting the same amount of money every month. If they're getting an increase of $1,500 more every single month, that's going to affect a lot of Canadian families. Now, there's a few options here of what will happen. I mean, some families are able to weather the storm. Some families, they've got that extra income, and maybe they don't put as much money aside anymore as they're used to, or maybe they cut back on eating out at the restaurant, or maybe they sell that second vehicle. Maybe they don't go on that trip. So that's the easy fix for some of the families that can pull that one off. But for the family that's already hurting And the family that's already only making their interest payments on the current rates as they are, then they're forced with an option to sell. I mean, what other options will they have? And I think that we're about to see a lot of inventory be brought onto the market. The prices will probably come down a bit. It remains to be seen what will happen. Do I think that the influx of new Canadians coming into the market will absorb the inventory? There is a lack of housing right now. That is true. But it remains to be seen. I mean, it's all a game of supply and demand. Will there be enough buyers to soak up that extra inventory on the market? It's going to be interesting. We're going to have to wait and see. And all I could say is keep a close eye on the number of new listings that are popping up. The more inventory you see on the market, the more you can negotiate a better sale price for the property. Now, I want to speak to new homeowners or first-time home buyers, young Canadians, people that are getting to the real estate market for the first time. We're about to see prices come down, and we don't know how far the prices will fall. Yes, interest rates are high, and the monthly carrying costs will be high. Does it mean you should not buy because interest rates are high? If you can pull it off and you can weather the storm and make those payments, this might be your time to get into the real estate market. Because once interest rates go back down, I think that's, well, not I think, I know that's when prices will shoot right back up. And this might be the last time that first-time homebuyers and young Canadians are able to enter the real estate market. Because I know that once we get beyond this little dip, real estate prices will continue to shoot up. We don't have enough new construction coming up, and we have more and more new Canadians coming to this country, and we just aren't supplying enough properties. So I think that the next few years is probably the best opportunity you have to get into the real estate market. Yes, it's going to hurt in the short while making those large interest payments, but 3, 4, 5 years from now, you can refinance when the interest rates will go back down. But just like anything that I talk about on this channel, it's a case-by-case scenario. If you really can't make those payments, I mean, there's no reason to talk further about this. You just can't make it happen. Cash flow is king. You need to make sure that you can bring a bit more money home than you spend every single month in order for yourself to be comfortable and just to live a lifestyle that's not too stressful, right? But keep an eye on the real estate market if you want to get in for your first property. I think that there's going to be some golden opportunities over the next few years as we see prices starting to soften a bit because of the new interest rates. All right, well, there you have it. It's going to be an interesting real estate market. We're in July right now. We're past the spring market, and we'll see what the fall market brings. I've noticed that over the 18 years that I've done this type of work, that we always see a little bit more activity on the buyer front around September once the kids are back in school. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens this fall with the real estate market. I don't know how high interest rates will go. I mean, we were being told by the federal government that interest rates would stay at an all-time low for many years to come, but obviously that's not the case. And perhaps on a next video we can talk about why I think that interest rates are going up. And that should be an interesting conversation. But let's leave this video as it is. And as always, there's a good community that's starting to form around this channel. A lot of people are interested in real estate, home buyers, home owners, and real estate agents alike are all participating on this channel. Let me know, what do you think will happen in your local real estate market because of these new interest rates? Do you think that it's going to be business as usual? Do you think prices will come down? Do you think you'll see a lot of inventory? story. There's a good community that's starting to form, like I was saying, and I want you guys to engage on this channel. And if you have any questions or you want to hear about what I have to say about any topic in the real estate world, leave a comment down below. All right, that'll be it for me, and I will see you guys on the next video next week. Ciao for now.